Today we have a real short section of notes for you over section 7.1, and it's mostly a review from last year from doing algebra. So your notes for this one we'll keep pretty short, but make sure you write these down, get them in your notebooks. You're going to get some points for this at the end of the chapter. Today is Tuesday, February 16th. And we're doing section 7.1. Section 7.1 is over solving proportions, which you did last year in algebra. We're just going to add one little step to it this year. So directions will be to solve the proportion. And I'm going to start by doing one that will look like what you did last year in algebra. So let's say we had something like this. X over 4 equals, let's say 2 over 5. And if you remember back to algebra last year, when you solve proportions, what we are going to do is cross multiply. So we're going to multiply these two together. We're going to multiply these two together, and then we put the equal sign in between them. So x times 5 is 5x. 4 times 2 is 8. And then in this chapter, it's not uncommon to get decimals for answers. So if you take 8, divide it by 5, 5 goes into 8 once with 3 left over. So 1 3/5, or if you put it in your calculator, you would get 1.6. Either one of those answers will be acceptable. Decimal or a fraction, mixed number. Any of those will work. That's the way you did it last year in algebra. This year, the only difference is instead of just having a singular number or variable in all of your parts, sometimes we're going to have a binomial. Here's what that looks like. Instead of just a number, I'm going to have x plus 3 in my my numerator on the left. And let's put that over 2, and we'll have that equal 4x over 5. And it's still done the exact same way. We're still going to cross multiply. So we'll multiply those two together, multiply these two together, put the equal sign in between them. Now, the only difference is when you have a binomial in one of your parts on your cross multiplying, we're going to treat that as a quantity, which means we're going to put parentheses around it. So when I multiply these two together, x plus 3 times 5, I'm going to write that as 5 times the quantity x plus 3. Then my equal sign goes in between them. 4x times 2 is 8x. And now you're back to some algebra from last year. You've got a 5 out in front of your parentheses. That means we're going to use the distributive property. Distribute the 5 to get 5x plus 15. And then if I subtract 5x from both sides, I'll get 3x on the right. And dividing by 3 gives us 5. So that one came out to a whole number. Like I said earlier, it's not uncommon to get fractions or decimals when you do these, so kind of be expecting that as you do it. All right, let's try another one. Let's take negative 4 over 7 equals 6 over 2y plus 5. And again, your directions will be to solve the proportion. We're going to do that by cross multiplying. When we cross multiply here, once again, you have a binomial, so we're going to treat that as a quantity, which means we'll put parentheses around it. Cross multiply in here. When we put this down here, we're going to have negative 4 times the quantity 2y plus 5. Equal sign goes in between them. 6 times 7 is 42. And then again, you've got number out in front of parentheses. We'll use our distributive property there. Negative 4 times 2y is negative 8y. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. And then if we add the 20 to this one, we get 62. And again, you can either do fraction or decimal. I'm going to put in the calculator first. 62 divided by -8 would be a negative. Oh, calculator malfunction here. 62 divided by 8, we're going to get a negative 7.75. Or again, you could do that as a fraction. It's going to be negative. 8 would go into 62 7 times, which is 56. If you subtract 56 from 62, you'd have 6 left over. 6/8 would reduce to 3/4. So again, you can have either decimal or a fraction. Either way is fine for your answer. All right, one last one, just so we make sure you got it here before we turn you loose. Let's take a 4x minus 5 over 3. That's going to equal negative 13 over 3. And we'll do the cross multiplying again. Multiplying here, you got 3 times the quantity, 4x minus 5. 3 times negative 13 is negative 39. Equal sign goes in between them. We'll distribute the 3 this time, gives us 12x minus 15. And if we add 15 to this side, negative 39 plus 15 is negative 24. Then we finish it off by dividing by 12. Negative 24 divided by 12 is negative 2. And that's how those work. So what we're going to do with section 7.1, that's really all there is to it. The rest of the time today, we're going to have 2 assignments for you to do. The first one is an ALEKS assignment. I believe I titled it Homework 7.1, or maybe it's 7.1 Homework. That's going to be an ALEKS waiting for you. That you're going to do first. And then with the time you have remaining, in your packet for Chapter 7, if you open it up to the second page, we're going to start to kind of discover what's going to happen in Section 2. And Section 2 we'll cover next time we're in class together. But we're going to do a GeoGebra activity here. Here is the website. You're going to go to that one, and then basically you just got to follow the directions all the way through. This part here. And this is going to kind of sum up what happens in Section 2. And then we'll talk about it, go through it, so that you understand what Section 2 is all about the next time you're in class. So there's your 2 assignments for today. First, do the ALEKS 7.1 homework. When you finish that, you can get on GeoGebra, go to that website, finish off this paper. And then those things you can turn in, well, ALEKS you won't turn in, but the 7.2 worksheet here, we'll put that in the grade book the next time I'm in class with you.